Packer fans receive some super encouraging and good news. What is that good news? And can we as Packer fans expect to see that good news translated onto the football field, not just this week versus the Chiefs, but moving forward? And can the organization expect to see that? What is it? We'll get into that. We're also going to cover a little bit about the Chiefs and that game. So stay tuned. But before we get into it, take a second to subscribe. If you like the content, hit the subscribe button. It means a lot to me. Also, continue to leave your comments. I love reading through your comments. So let's get into it. What did Matt LaFleur have to say about Jordan Love and their offense? Super encouraging and good news, I feel. And I think we can expect to see a lot of good stuff from this Packer offense moving forward. So let's get into it. What did Matt LaFleur say? He says, Jordan Love's performance has given us a lot of confidence to be more aggressive with some of the play calls. When you trust in your offensive line and you trust in your quarterback to facilitate, to get the ball where it needs to go and throw on rhythm, it allows you to do that. We had a lot of deeper developing plays and hit a lot of intermediate throws for some chunk plays that ended up being big for us. Guys, that is huge. Okay. It's super huge for me and encouraging because we know that early on in the season, we know how stagnant and how predictable their offense looked. They were only, I think Jordan Love was only averaging 4 yards downfield. So it's super encouraging to know that we can expect that that's going to double at a minimum. As you saw in that Detroit Lion game, they had a lot of those intermediate throws, like Matt LaFleur said. And we had a lot of yak yards, right? Jaden Reed, Dontavian Wicks, all those guys are able to do so much more. Malik Heath, um, Christian Watson showed a whole lot. He built that confidence in Jordan Love. So I think you can expect to see the playbook opened up, especially going deeper down the field. So super encouraging and good news. So here's the thing. How can the Packers beat this Chiefs team, right? This is a good Chiefs team. So how good are they? Let's talk through their defense a second, right? So this is a defense that overall has a ranking. They're fourth ranked in the league overall, right? Their pass defense is ranked fourth. Their rush defense ranked 19th. Scoring defense is ranked third. But here's the encouraging thing for me is that their red zone defense, they're ranked 21st in the red zone defensively. So that means the Packers, if they are methodical enough to get the ball down the field, then they're going to have more than likely, you're going to have a lot of success when they get in the red zone versus this Chiefs defense. Okay, so let's take a listen into what are some past games that the Chiefs lost, right? And how did they lose those games? If you remember, they opened the season versus the Lions, and that was a close game. I think Detroit only won by 1 point. They caused one turnover and they absolutely annihilated Kansas City's pass defense, one of their strong suits. But keep in mind, they were without Chris Jones. And Chris Jones is a beast on the line. So they didn't have that pressure on Jared Goff. And we saw when you put pressure on Jared Goff, like we did last week, how the Detroit Lions pass game went. They struggled, right? So they also lost to the Eagles. And how did they lose to the Eagles? It wasn't based on the rushing or passing. It was because the Eagles dominated on defense. They had 5 sacks in that game. They caused 2 turnovers. So they won it defensively. Causing turnovers, putting pressure on Patty Mahomes is going to, have success as proven because, a couple games ago, they got absolutely annihilated by the Broncos, and the Broncos put a ton of pressure on Patrick Mahomes, causing 3 sacks, but 5 turnovers, right? As we saw last week, the success that you can have as a core unit when you are, the recipiator of those turnovers, right? So let's hope that the Packers defense can apply pressure. Let's hope that Joe Barry does not, just not hold anything back. He really unleashed, I thought, a lot of pressure on Jared Goff, causing Goff to force some throws. And we saw when he is forced to do that, we saw the success there. But obviously, Patrick Mahomes is way more athletic than Jared Goff. So you've got to account for his athleticism. So hopefully they keep an eye on him. Obviously, the Packers can't kill this team based on their rush. We know that the Chiefs are 19th ranked overall in the rush defense, but this is a depleted backfield for the Packers. So it's going to be interesting to see what Matt LaFleur writes up going into this game, knowing that we have obviously that in as a crutch going into this game. So guys, leave your comments. Let me know what you guys think. Go Pack.